My name is Argyris. I'm a PhD candidate at the Stanford GPS lab under CARNATIONS, working with Professor Todd Walter. My research focuses on the development of low-cost monitoring networks for detection of radio frequency interference events such as jamming and spoofing. Our goal is to be able to use commercial off-the-shelf parts with little to no modification and being able to use them in a network to both detect, characterize, and localize interference sources. This is a typical setup we're using to do the RFI monitoring. As you will see, we're using standard U-Blox receivers, and then to put them together with a power source and processing unit, each working as its own autonomous unit. Each of these individual units can operate autonomously. However, when we put them all together in networks, we can take insights from each individual one and put them together to better understand the interfering source, both its size as well as its location. This is an example network from the Jammer 2025, where you can see our 5 receivers working as a network, and they will initially detect the interference source, and then once you have enough receivers, it will start localizing the source. You can see the receivers turning red, and then once there is enough, the source is started being estimated. The black X is our estimation of the true location of the source, with the blue triangle being the true source. And in yellow, pink, and blue, you can see the different confidence intervals about our location estimation. What we're demonstrating here is that even when we use standard coach receivers, we're able to do both detection and localization of interference. This project is under the protection pillar of CARNATIONS, where we are ensuring that GNSS networks and their users are protected from RFI sources. What our system provides is real-time insight on whether there is a disturbance in GPS, as well as where it's coming from and what type of disturbance that is. This will become essentially valuable as more and more autonomous vehicles rely on GNSS both for their navigation as well as for positioning. The key benefit of the network we are developing is that it's use case agnostic. We can implement this network in highways, maritime ports, or airports to be able to provide real-time insight on whether interference is taking place as well as the source, allowing both for the detection of adversaries and being able to understand where they're coming from, as well as what their impact would be to our users. By focusing on using commercial and modified receivers instead of specialized hardware, we're able to not only make this system easily deployable, but also affordably scalable. What this means is that while we have here an example of a 5-receiver network, this can grow to 10, 20, 100 receivers, still at an affordable cost. And the more receivers we add, and the higher the density, the better insight we can provide and protection level for the users. A key benefit to the Department of Transportation is the ability to deploy such networks across different types of infrastructure. These networks can provide the much needed awareness to users about whether interference events are taking place and whether these will affect their operations. These networks can scale from 5 to 10, 25 to 100 receivers in order to provide different levels of awareness to the users. With the increase in the deployment of autonomous systems, the ability to detect disturbances to the GNSS networks is becoming increasingly important, and the development of monitor technologies creates a foundation for the future of transportation technologies.